Hello lovely viewers. In today's video, we will try to uncover if the tragic events that transpired at the Astroworld festival could be preemptively predicted by looking into Travis Scott's birth chart. And also while doing so, we are going to predict what his near future looks like based on his planetary transits. If this sounds interesting to you, please keep watching and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Starting off by looking into the transits happening in Travis's chart during the Astroworld festival took place. Firstly, Rahu or North Node has been transiting his 6th house. Rahu brings an energy of focus and magnification, and this happens in his 6th house of legal battles and enemies. As we can clearly see, there have been multiple lawsuits that have been filed against him. Secondly, Ketu or South Node has been transiting his 12th house. Ketu brings an energy of detachment and difficulties, and this happens in his 12th house of losses, also in the sign of Scorpio, that deals with death and trauma. This clearly alludes to the unfortunate event that happened. Thirdly, Saturn has been transiting his 2nd house of finances and speech. Saturn represents hurdles and lessons that he would have to pay the amount of the lawsuits filed against him if he is found guilty. Lastly, Jupiter has been transiting his 3rd house of communication and media. Jupiter denotes amplification, and this is visible in the fact that he had performed for a large audience of 50,000 attendees, and there have been lots of coverage about this unfortunate incident in the media, and hence him because he's connected with it. After having seen the transits he was going through during the Astroworld festival, we are now going to take a look into the planetary transits to be taking in the near future and how it's going to impact the outcome for him. Firstly, Rahu or North Node is going to be transiting his 5th house of fame and children. This tells us that he is surely going to be a fixture in the further discussions and investigation into this festival. And this would give him more fame in some roundabout way. Also, he is expecting his next child with Kylie Jenner in the next year, so that would remain his focus in the coming time. Secondly, Ketu or South Node is going to be transiting his 11th house of gains and larger networks, going to not be able to materialize any major monetary opportunities in the near future, and also his chances of being able to perform for any larger crowds seem to be slim to none. Thirdly, Saturn will be transiting his 2nd house of financial security and the 3rd house of speech. This shows that he would be consuming his savings to fight the legal trials and possibly pay compensation if he is found guilty. His speech and his ability to get his message across to his fans is also going to be restricted. Lastly, Jupiter will be transiting his 4th house of home and family, which shows that with the arrival of his child with Kylie Jenner, his priorities would be focused onto safeguarding and securing his family. A notable thing that we have to take into account is also that he is running his Venus Dasha, and this is present in his 5th house. So, not surprisingly, both of his children are going to be born during this period of his life. And seeing that a benefic planet like Venus, which denotes monetary benefit and artistic ability, is present in the house of fame, so negative public opinion about him is not going to stick around for long. His fame will resume back again, and this will not cause any cancellation of him per se. The next thing that I wanted to observe was that how the culture of rage surrounding his performances can be seen or displayed in his birth chart through his planetary placements. So the first thing that I saw is that his Sun and Venus are both conjunct in the sign of Aries in his 5th house. Sun, which shows personality, and Venus, which shows music or art form, present in the 5th house of fame and creative talents in the fiery sign of Aries that is traditionally ruled by Mars, which denotes aggression, clearly shows why his performances heavily revolve around raging and violence. He also has his Mars, Mercury, and Moon conjunction in the 4th house of Pisces. So Mars is basically debilitated or not comfortable in Cancer, and in this case that would be the 4th house, and Mercury is debilitated in the sign of Pisces. Both of these things show that he has an underlying tone of aggression in the expression of his emotions and communication. Mars is not comfortable in Cancer and shows a person who doesn't know how to use their drive or passion constructively and channelize it in a productive way. His rager mentality has led to multiple people getting hurt at his shows, and this is a testament to that fact. He also has his Pluto in the 11th house in the sign of Libra. Pluto is all about destruction, death, and transformation. This also shows how his impact on his following is destructive rather than constructive, which has now unfortunately led to the death of some of his fans who came out to his Astroworld festival. Uranus in the first house of self, which is conjunct with Rahu. In astrology, Uranus symbolizes rebellion, and this revolutionary planet hates the rules and is always eager to facilitate a groundbreaking and dynamic change. Rahu or North Node basically amplifies and magnifies a certain area of your life. His Saturn is at 24 degrees, and his Uranus in the first house of self is also at 24 degrees. So it's a very close conjunction. Saturn in astrology can represent your karmic lessons and deaths, and such a conjunction shows that his karma in this life is the damage that his rebellious personality and actions will cause others. And with all these observations, I have come to the end of this video, where we have observed on the basis of Travis Scott's birth chart as to why this tragedy happened in the first place, and what will his next year look like on the basis of his planetary transits. We have also affirmed the reason behind his rager persona and the karmic lessons in his life with regards to the public. I cannot possibly end this video without paying homage to the lives lost in this unfortunate event. My sincere prayers go out to the families who have suffered an unimaginable loss, and hope that they achieve justice for losing their beloved family members. I hope that you found this video insightful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to bringing you further interesting astrology content.